Well, Governor Bill Lee here in Tennessee has announced that he will not be using any of our rainy day fund to help Tennesseans with their SNAP benefits. Governor Bill Lee is doing his best Dollar General Donald Trump impression by blaming it on the Democrats and saying that if you're going to be mad at somebody, be mad at the Democrats and don't be mad at him. But it's really hard not to be mad at him when you look around and you realize just how many people here in East Tennessee and all of Tennessee truly does depend on SNAP benefits. We have Thanksgiving and Christmas coming up, and then you just deal them such a shitty hand and just slap them straight in the face. That's pretty much what Tennessee is doing here, and it's a true shame. But I'm going to be reading you this article here, and hope everyone is having a good day, and thank you so much for supporting what it is that I do. If you haven't already, be sure and hit that subscribe button. We continue to grow every day, and I truly do appreciate each and every one of you for doing that. So, right here, the state warns SNAP benefits will lapse starting November 1st. Without federal money, Governor Lee says the state is unable to backstop SNAP with a $2.1 billion rainy day fund. So it's definitely a rainy day, Bill Lee. I don't know what the hell you're going to call this, but if we were going to use something for a rainy day, I think this is it. But it says right here, Governor Bill Lee will not dip into the state's $2.1 billion rainy day fund to back SNAP food benefits relied on by 690,000 Tennesseans. Just let that sink in. 690,000 Tennesseans depend on SNAP. Typically, SNAP is funding is guaranteed by the federal government and issued to recipients via an electronic debit system overseen by the Tennessee Department of Human Services. With the government shutdown in D.C. now entering its fourth week, some saw state intervention as a potential backstop to guarantee the SNAP benefits when those lapse on November 1st. But Republican Governor Bill Lee says that it is operationally impossible. A statement from his office read, the SNAP program is federally funded and operated, and Tennessee is unable to utilize state dollars to provide the benefit, as states do not have a mechanism to load benefits onto customer cards. So the governor is currently on a business trip in Asia. The statement provided by Lee's spokesperson Elizabeth Johnson blames Democrats for the ongoing government shutdown and its effects. Republicans control the White House and both chambers of Congress, but a resolution to continue the funding the government is struck in the Senate, where the legislation needs 60 votes to pass. A lapse in SNAP benefits could lead to a sudden uptick in acute hunger in Tennessee. The program serves low and no-income households, often providing between $25 to $200 per person a month, and is considered a crucial stopgap preventing widespread food insecurity. In September, the program issued about $146 million to Tennesseans. I just want to say one thing, folks. I want to point this out. When you get $25, let's say that you're one of the people who receives $25, and somebody out there is mad that someone got $25 from the government. But if you get $25, what the hell are you going to buy with that? When you go to the grocery store, what in the hell are you supposed to even get with $25? I mean, when you really stop and break it down and think, and hell, these days, what are you supposed to get with $200? But everyone acts like that these people just gets this big handout and they're just living high on the hog, which is not true. So many people are suffering. So many people are working hard and working long hours and still needing to have the help. And so I don't understand why people are so hardcore against this. But it says here individuals can use existing SNAP benefits into November, but won't receive a new benefit next month. Since new benefits come in gradually over the first 20 days of the month, this will leave 35,000 individuals per day without food aid from November 1st to November 20th. So SNAP is a family's grocery budget for the month, and without that income, many Tennesseans will face excruciating choices like food or rent, food or medication, explains Gene Hunter, who is a regional director for the Society of St. Andrew, a national organization dedicated to ending hunger. Some families may have access to nearby food pantries, but many of those organizations have seen budget shortages because of the federal spending cuts to nonprofits. Many of our partner organizations have said they're seeing more and more need for and fewer donations. The Trump administration targeted SNAP for major eligibility restrictions in the president's One Big Beautiful Bill, which passed in July. The updates included major restrictions on immigrants in the United States legally, stricter work requirements, and a higher cost burden for the states. Sine Anderson, who is a senior director of nutrition advocacy at the Tennessee Justice Center estimates that new work requirements will bump between 50,000 and 100,000 people off of SNAP, particularly senior citizens and veterans. Congress, the Trump administration, and the USDA need to act now, Anderson tells the Scene. Tennessee has never faced the severity of need where all families will be impacted by the lost benefits and don't have enough money to buy groceries. If you receive SNAP benefits, you need to know that this is coming so you can plan accordingly. And if you don't receive SNAP benefits, your neighbor will face hunger in November. The city has recently seen signs of worsening hunger crisis. North Nashville specifically suffers from urban food desert. A recent study on the Metro Social Services examined the need and causes of hunger in Nashville's 37208 zip code area, predicting that reduced SNAP benefits will further deepen the North Nashville neighborhood's food crisis. And, it's so sickening to me to watch this happen and to watch our governor react the way that he has. And what's even more sickening to me is to watch people punch down at the people who are receiving these benefits, because it's not the way that these MAGA influencers like to make it out. They love to make it out like that it's just people mooching off the system and taking my tax dollars. And I think that's one of the most ridiculous arguments that I've ever heard. I've always hated when people makes that argument that it's my tax dollars going on that. They don't give two shits if their tax dollars goes to the top. They don't give two shits if it goes to the biggest welfare queens like Elon Musk. It's always someone receiving SNAP that offends people. And what I've seen here growing up in East Tennessee and Southeast Kentucky, what I've seen is you have people who are working to get by and scraping to get by, really struggling. I'm not saying they're not. They truly are working hard and struggling to get by. And they make just enough money to where they can't get help. And this person right here beneath them is making just enough less than them to get just a little bit of help. And they're so mad and envious of the person that gets some help that they punch down at them instead of realizing who put them in the predicament that they're in. They never punch up. And that's why I had a problem with the dude that sung about the fudge round song, when he talked about, my taxes shouldn't go to buy you fudge rounds or whatever the hell he said. It's like, dude, why do you have to punch down? Why is it that that's so typical of MAGA to punch down, and they never have the balls to punch up at Donald Trump or Elon Musk or anybody else? They never call those people out. It's just someone standing in front of them in a convenience store in East Tennessee, and you're standing there and someone pulls out a SNAP card or an EBT card and, they're taking from me. You're not supporting that person, okay? You're really not. Who you're supporting is Donald Trump and his racist ideology that has now infected this entire country, and you help pave the way for a dictator. And I just think that you paving the way for a dictator is a way bigger story than someone getting a Snicker bar with a EBT card. But that's just me. I don't understand these people's mentality. Last year they were sitting and complaining about we can't afford groceries, and this very next year they're punching down at people who can't afford groceries, which, by the way, has always been one of their biggest shticks and one of their favorite hits to play. MAGA loves to punch down at the less fortunate. They love to punch down at people that they would never help or lift up. And then when they need help and lifting up, then the story flips. And I've seen that happen so many times. I have seen so many people in my lifetime. When I was growing up, I saw so many people that would preach against government assistance of any kind until they got cancer, until they had to retire, until they were forced into an early retirement. And then suddenly, there's good programs out there to help us, buddy. Yeah, I know. And you kicked against them your whole life while you were, healthy. And then the minute you was in need, then suddenly you shifted. I've seen it happen so many times, and it's a shame that it has to happen to them before they care. But like I always say, that's the type of people we're up against. We're up against selfish, greedy people who at Thanksgiving would rather punch down at a poor person who can't afford groceries than to punch up at the one that made their life even harder.